call the Columbia 911 Communications District regular board meeting, Board of Directors regular meeting for July 22nd, 2021, called to order. Do a roll call. Mr. Holsey, I see. Mr. Anderson. Mr. Heimmuller is in person. And our new, well, soon to be new, right? Sworn in Shelley Hennessy. Welcome. And Sean Clark is here. I'm talking. We are ready to go. With that, let's go right into the oath of office. And Mike, I'll let you kind of tell me what I need to do here, or if I need to do anything.
You can just hang tight. I'll carry it. So.
Thank you.
So we have being sworn in today is Rob Anderson, Henry Heimmuller, and Shelley Hennessy. So what I'm going to do is read your oath, and so if you'll just join along, hands up. I, please state your name.
I, Henry Heimmuller.
Being first duly sworn, depose and say,
You want me to repeat all
nope,
that?
that I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Oregon
and the Constitution of the State of Oregon
and the laws thereof, and will faithfully
and the laws thereof, and will faithfully
and honorably demean myself in the office of Director
and honorably demean myself in the office of Director
of Columbia 911 Communications District,
of Columbia 911 Communications District,
to which I have been elected to the best of my ability, so help me God.
to which I have been elected to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Thank you for Shelley and Rob. When you can, we need your signature on this document. Mr. Heimmuller, here's yours. Thank you and welcome aboard. Mr. President.
All right, congratulations. I will, I'm hopeful. We have a static image of Shelley and her, she's muted, so I'm hopeful that she made it through that okay. If not, she can let us know. And we're jumping back over to the agenda. Public comment. Do we have any public comment? I don't see anybody in the chat. Mary Jo, you're not aware of anybody requesting them?
I believe Mark would like
very
to say
good.
something.
I just want to say it's great to see your lovely faces.
Glad you're here.
So, great to see everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Mark. Okay. Are there any additions to today's agenda?
Yes, sir. There is one under new business, adding retirement compensation conversation.
Okay, excellent. All right, annual organizational elections and appointments.
Yes.
Board officer elections for 2020-2021. Okay, so we have president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer.
Yes, I do. There are the three payments. There's our officers, there's the advisory, and then this is proposed.
I believe we have a slate of officers that has been shared and presented. Is that something somebody would care to make a motion on, or do we have to hear nominations for each position? I guess it's probably another better question.
Who hasn't been president in a while?
Bruce has not.
Bruce has not been president
Well-
before?
No.
I was thinking of potentially nominating a Bruce for president.
Second.
I think I will decline that. Thank you. What?
I don't know that that's an option. Is there a decline
Sean Clark
button?
can do it. Anybody can do it. Come on. I don't know about that, Tony.
Was that a serious decline, Bruce?
Yeah, I prefer to get at least another year under my belt before something like that.
Well, then I would suggest it must be Rob's turn. Hasn't it been a while, Rob?
He was right before Dave, and I replaced Dave. So
Oh, you replaced Dave.
So, yeah,
Oh, then-
Sean is
yeah.
holding the office, and
Well, in that case, Mr. Chair, I move that we keep our present slate. Sean Clark as president, Rob Anderson as vice president, Bruce Holsey as secretary, Henry Heimiller as treasurer, and Shelley Hennessy as our member at large.
I will second.
all right, it's been moved and seconded to elect board officers as presented. President Sean Clark, Vice President Rob Anderson, Secretary Bruce Holsey, Treasurer Henry Heimler, and Shelley Hennessy as our member at large. Any discussion?
I guess this gives Bruce another year to get under his belt.
Fair enough.
All right, hearing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And all opposed. Oh, we got a thumbs up from Shelley. Thank you, Shelley. Okay, motion carries. First vote. Next is the standing committees.
Those are the cards. We didn't have Dave on any of those, right?
no, no, sir.
The ones that Dave was on now say vacant.
Oh, that's where he was at on those?
Yes.
And what about the alternates? Were there anybody in those alternate positions on?
If
was
there's
Dave-
an alternate there, it's listed.
Bruce was alternate on personnel.
Oh, I see how that is, okay.
Thank you. I needed that clarified.
Does everybody have a copy of this?
It's in their packet. Yeah.
I've got that page. Well, Mr. Chair, unless there's any particular reason to make some changes, I would move that we fill the positions on all of our standing committees with the existing personnel, adding Shelley Hennessy into the facilities committee, which is where Dave was at. But I'd be happy, Shelley, voice up here if there's other committees on here that you would be interested in. I'd be happy to switch with you if there's some of that you'd like to do. Have we heard from Shelley? Is her audio even working?
We see her, we see an image, photo of her, but she's muted.
And just want to confirm, Henry, you said for facilities, are you also thinking Shelley for the user services vacant spot?
Yeah, I missed that one, but yeah, those ones that Dave was on. But like I say, I'd be happy to swap. Shelley, are you able to hear us? Oh, the phone isn't working correctly. I'm on vacation.
But she can hear us apparently.
So you can apparently.
She's called in, she can press *6 to unmute if she's the caller.
She can hear you say that?
Should.
Shelley, or can you text us if serving in a position on the User Services Committee and the Facilities Committee are okay with you?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up?
Thumbs up works. That's universal.
Okay, well, in that case, Mr. Chair, my motion that has wandered through a number of gates here stands as reappointing the board standing committees as presented, with Shelley Hennessy filling in on those vacant spaces on user services and facilities.
I believe she can speak now.
Okay. Okay,
Can you
Shelley?
guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeehaw!
Yep. Yes, we can.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm new to all this.
Just confirming you're okay with the slate that was presented where you filled in for Dave Crawford. That's the motion.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, we've got a motion, a second,
No.
right?
No second.
We need a second.
I'll second that if you need one.
Thank
All
you.
right. It's been moved and seconded to approve the slate as presented with adding Shelley in the vacant spaces that were created with Dave Crawford's departure. So Shelley on the User Services Committee and Facilities Committee. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Excellent. Jumping back over to the agenda. All right. Official appointments. We have the official appointments to do at this meeting as well.
There we go, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
I
sir.
would like to go ahead and approve the slate of legal services being as presented for legal services, board law, labor, Barry Eisner and Hammond LLP. Our auditor of Polly Rogers, and our insurance agent of record to be Hagen Hamilton.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the official appointments as presented. Legal services, Bullard Law, Barry Elsner and Hammond LLP. Contracts, auditor Polly Rogers, PC. Insurance agent of record Hagen Hamilton. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Appointment of advisory committee. See, was that an attachment or?
Yes, it was in your board packet.
Okay.
So it was all reappointments, except for Chris Carey and Sean Brown over to Emergency Management.
Correct.
That needed to shift. So with all of that, I move that we approve the slate here of the advisory committee appointments of those terms that are expiring this year, with the addition of Chris Carey and Sean Brown into their positions for Emergency Management, Columbia County.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. All that stuff Henry said. Sorry, I didn't open that one. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving right along. There we go.
Mr. Chair, not exactly point of order, but did we also need to reaffirm what is our official newspapers for publications, for official notices?
We do all three.
I did not know.
County ones.
So,
Because for some reason, I think in the past, we just kind of slayed it says that it was going to be like the regional newspapers, and we chose 3 or 4 that target each community. I just forget if that was something that formally needs to be redone at this time.
so the district, as a standard practice, utilizes all 3 publications in the county for notices.
Saturation right there. Okay. Any further questions there? I think we'll move to the adoption of the fiscal year 2021-2022 meeting schedule. That was sent along.
Mr. President, just so you know, yes, we did in your attachment this is based on the normal historical process of the board meeting the fourth Thursday of the month at 9 a.m. However, there are a slew of either true conflicts or potential conflicts, and it's the board's pleasure what you would like to do. And I can go over them one by one if you're interested.
Let's do it. Yes, please.
August 26th, I will be absent, and I believe Laura's absent as well. Suggestion of moving it to Thursday, September 2nd, if that's acceptable.
Do we really need the meeting? Because, you know, we've oftentimes, not oftentimes, but occasionally have just skipped a summer meeting too. So, I mean, if there's stuff we need to do business on, let's find another date. But if it's going to be lightly attended and we don't have a real need, I would suggest we just drop that particular meeting. But kind of up to whatever your schedule shows, what we're going to need to do. We kind of move it a week down, then we're only 3 weeks between our September meeting and
That's
that
correct.
meeting, so it's kind of...
So,
Motion?
staff is open for that.
The question I have about if we take it down the road, looking from federal engineering, any reports and actions taken, is this potentially going to cause any delays for any work that may have to be done that could get us into wintertime, which could cause issues?
So regarding federal engineering, this has been a topic of conversation for the last couple of regular status meetings I've had with them about their presentation to you. So knowing that today's meeting was going to take place, that we were going to discuss the meeting schedule of the board, they know it is a fluid date for that. They are aware that a potential September 2nd, but they also recognize that it's the board's pleasure and we may just cancel that meeting and move it to later in September to the normal date, which is the 23rd. And they're aware of that.
Would that cause any delays in a completion schedule or anything?
No, not at all.
You want to talk about the other conflicts?
Absolutely, sure. Thursday, October 28th, I have a conflict with my other board that I sit on at 9 a.m. on that date. Suggestion is to do what we're doing today, hold it the same day, but at 1300. As noted on your document, the Thursday. The November meeting falls on Thanksgiving Day. The December meeting is 2 days before Christmas, not knowing what people's scheduled holidays off may or may not be. Thursday, January 27th is the same. I have a conflict with another board meeting at our regular time. Again, suggestion be hold it the same day at 1300. And then again on April 28th, exact same conflict exists.
And on the 28th, we could just do the budget committee meeting then after that, just to kind of do it at mid-afternoon instead of follow our same pattern, kind of. Well, Mr. Chair, unless folks have a desire to move our meeting dates from what they've historically been for a number of years, I would suggest that we alter the proposed workshop schedule to include skipping the 26th of August meeting on our schedule, advertising that, moving the October 28th meeting to 1300, not worrying about Christmas and Thanksgiving so much, moving the January and April meetings to 1300 and leaving the others the same, if that works for everybody. I feel like we're at a time warp.
Everybody else looking at their calendar too?
Now, are we good with consensus, or was that a motion on the table?
That was a motion.
Then I will second.
All right, so moved and seconded to not have the August 26th meeting. Worry about Thanksgiving and Christmas as we get closer. Rescheduling the January 27th, 2022 and April 28th, 2022 meetings for 1300, as well as the October 28th, 21 meeting to 1300.
Yes.
Correct.
Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
So far, that's it, right?
Yes.
Correct.
And the budget meeting to follow as we discussed after the regular meeting.
Correct.
Okay. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Motion carries. All right. Good work. Okay. Approval of the June 24th, 2021 regular meeting minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve those minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the June 24th, 2021 meeting minutes as presented. All those in favor? Are there any further discussion?
I just want to ask, will those be sent out by email in the future for me?
They're on our website. We'll have you set up with an email where you can access our intranet, or you can access them right now right off our website.
Okay.
But if you have trouble, I'll contact you by email and we can get together on it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we are financial reports. Any questions for Nancy before we on her report before we get to the voting? You got a few more adjustments. It sounds like in your report, Nancy. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do. This June is just a preliminary.
Okay. If there's anything crazy, you would have told us.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the budget variance report as presented.
Second.
All right, so moved and seconded to approve the budget variance as presented. Further discussion? Hearing none? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Next is the approval of expenditures. I promise I have not been drinking.
There's a test for that.
I passed.
Having said that, I would move to approve expenditures, starting with check number 30258 through 30304, to include electronic transfers and payments for a grand total of $268,220.30.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve check number 30258 through 30304, including electronic payments and transfers for a total of $268,220.30. Any further discussion? I had one thing. I couldn't remember the Stephen Fulmer professional services, what that was for.
So Mr. Fulmer is under contract with the district to provide, it's basically staff coaching, counseling, personal improvements.
Okay. Thank you. Any other discussion? All right. We've been through the moving and seconding. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. The interim audit.
I included in your packet the exit conference from our auditors. It's very similar to what they found at the last audit. And in addition to that, they also sent some recommended questions for the board members to be thinking about as you are reviewing financial reports. And it's just information only.
I'm looking for it, Nancy.
It's right behind my report. Is it attached to it or is it
Yeah.
a separate document?
No, it's, if you. hit
Oh,
on
you
the
can just scroll clear
you just
down
scroll
past
down.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
I was looking for a separate line.
Yeah, he hit it on us. We found it.
Do we need to take action on that, or
No,
is just
no.
for
Just
information?
Just information.
Nice work.
Thank you.
What about the touch points on this, like the insurance coverage for above
Yeah, that's
500,000? that kind
every
of stuff?
single year.
Yeah, I mean, is that something we should be?
Chris doesn't recommend it. So
What,
if we insure of all the money we have, that's could be millions of dollars.
what's the best
Probably
practice
something
at
to talk to.
SDIS?
I don't know, I'd have to ask Chris.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea,
I
just
will.
to, I mean, because $500,000. I mean,
We're pretty standard, is what our auditors say.
okay.
It's just something they have to say.
Yeah. Well, I get it.
Yeah.
That's.
I will touch base with Chris and ask him.
That was no action, right?
Correct, no action is needed.
Okay. Sorry. All right, here we go. Let's head into the operations manager report. Are you ready?
I'm ready. So, I'm not sure how I forgot this, but I did. But we had a new hire that started on the 29th, bringing our numbers up to 13. I have an applicant moving into the site process with the goal for September 1st hire. And we currently have an open recruitment also, and we're going to close that on the 30th. So,
30th of
August.
Correct.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. And then also too, we just spent the last weekend at the fair. We originally had planned on being in our own booth, but we had trouble staffing it for all the hours. So I reached out to the sheriff's office, and they graciously accepted us into their booth. So we shared it. We covered some of their hours, they covered ours. So it worked out really well. Talked to a lot of people about 911, us here at Columbia, and then also out of Blake. So
Excellent.
yeah.
All right, any questions? All right, let's move on to technical manager, Nathan.
So security system, they're continuing work on it right now, implementing some of the changes we've made and getting ready to finish with the gate here soon. HVAC, so we have one unit completely out and another unit that's very iffy that we have to reset. So with the whole heat wave, it's been almost a month now to get the parts. So in an effort to prevent these issues in the future, I went and cleaned out all of our vents and opened them all back up and installed new thermostats that will prevent abuse from employees who disagree on temperatures. So
Didn't we just replace a bunch of those barred units like within the last couple of years?
Yeah,
Replaced one. Yeah. Was it one, two? Yeah.
3 and 4.
Yeah, okay.
So the unit's been replaced, but one of the controller boards died. So they just have to get a little computer for it.
So two of the, what do we have, 4?
Oh, no,
Oh,
we've
we
got way more than how many we've got.
Was that on the original
2,
build?
4, 6,
7
8.
or 6 or 7.
And so 2 of them are out?
1.5.
It's noticeable in my office, I'll just say.
Yeah, hers is completely out.
Yeah. It's toasty.
Interesting.
If I read your report right, that includes, like you said, new thermostats for compressor delay to keep it from cycling too frequently.
Yeah, so I mean, I've come into some rooms where we have 2 thermostats, and one will be set to heat to 75, and the other one will be set to cool to 69. So that won't happen anymore.
Good.
And then network security, so we're working with Magix to install another network monitor. So we have a couple monitors that all report to me. So this additional one will be for CAD and our admin network to just be another layer of protection, different database, different monitoring points. So that's all I've got.
Okay. Any questions further? All right, let's move on into old business then.
Yes, sir.
Fletcher?
Yes. So talking about the radio systems, Dixie Mountain, the listing of all the new equipment for the Dixie site has been provided to the FAA, who is reviewing this, and then we'll add an addendum to our lease agreement. As of the first of this week, I'm still waiting, so no news from them. Shouldn't take that much longer, but that's on my honey-do list for Monday to repoke them again and see where they are on that addendum. Alternate radio site conversation, there's no new update there. Next gen radio system. So the recommendation report by FE, Federal Engineering staff, is still under development. We expect a completion from their side tomorrow. That's internal to Federal Engineering. Their goal is to complete it tomorrow. Then it goes into their internal QA process where they review the report and targets. They expect their internal process to be complete by the end of this month, the 30th. They will give us, or give me, the first draft to review and make comments, questions, edits, and I'll get that back to them the first week or so of August. Then they'll make whatever changes. They only have a couple days turnaround because we don't expect that I'm going to have a lot of input changes to it, more clarifications. They will send it back to me. I will distribute it to the radio work group for their review, edits, comments, questions. It will go back to FE for any changes that may be needed. We have a date for a presentation to the stakeholders and the radio work group scheduled for the 12th of August. Following that, if there's any other changes that need to be made, their deadline is for the 20th of August that they would have those changes made. And then, as we just spoke earlier regarding our schedule, their presentation, they're planning to be present for my presentation to the board, and they will be the SME subject matter experts to answer questions for the board. And that was left tentative based on our conversation about the board meeting dates. So I will follow up with them on that. Well, probably not today, but tomorrow morning I'll have a conversation with them. Nothing to talk about Clatskanie, Meisner site improvements. I haven't physically received it yet. It's in the mail. The actual permits from the county have been approved, and I'm just waiting for them to arrive. Been having meetings with our construction manager in cooperation with our legal rep. They're writing the construction intent to bid documents. As soon as those are done and reviewed by legal, the RFPs will be published for the civil work. So that's going along very well. Tow service, as I've shared with the board over the last several meetings, the county has put together a work group regarding specifically what the target was abandoned RVs. But that conversation has morphed into a more global conversation about tows in general and the problems that we all experiencing. Had a conversation last week, and I volunteered to help coordinate a meeting of all law enforcement for the county, Public Works, the Commissioner's Office, and we are doodle polling potential dates and times for a get-together. And our goal of that meeting is to bring all the law enforcement agencies together into a cohesive and consistent plan regarding tows in general. But our real problem is abandoned vehicles. And while RVs are a large target that everybody sees, there's a very large problem with abandoned vehicles in general. Cars, trucks, etc.
Boats.
And yeah, just about everything. And we have some significant challenges with our tow providers. So we need to all get together and have a conversation and get on the same page. So that is to come. Ambulance service areas, there's been no movement on that. Nathan talked about facility upgrades, what we're doing. Radio site relocation study, I've signed off. So after the last meeting with the board, we approved the Palin's quote. That's been signed and given to him, and he and I are in dialogue about the scope. I've had conversations with that same umbrella of conversation with Cowlitz 911. Their management staff is going to their board to bring them up to date about co-locating with them. So far, everything's going well, but we do need the work of Mark Palins for RF studies, and they're assisting us with that. Corey Hill vandalism, theft. We have all of we have 99% of the quotes all in from the various vendors. What is missing is the labor costs of that, so I'm having conversations with the insurance adjuster about those ongoing costs, because those are question marks for out-of-pocket expenses from us. But I've signed all the quotes for Day Wireless and Power Systems West, and we're coordinating schedules. We're hoping, the goal is in the next 2 weeks that'll be complete.
Is that site cleared down?
No, it's operational, but it's vulnerable because of there's no way to have alternate power, both either the generator or a UPS, because of the transfer switch was removed. So I think that's all for old business, sir.
Unmute. There we go. All right, new business. How about that?
Yes. So I'm very happy to report, proud, that this agency and multiple staff members of this agency were nominated and have been awarded Oregon APCO State Awards. And so I'm going to read a little bit of this document, and then because these are some surprise elements here, so it wasn't loaded to the website, but it will be following this meeting. So the first award that this district has been awarded is the Commitment to Excellent Award. And from Oregon APCO, Nina, this is a Commitment to Excellent Award that recognizes a telecommunicator, a group of telecommunicators, or an agency who has demonstrated commitment to the principles of excellence in 911 telecommunications through the following efforts and actions: dedication to the profession through comprehensive knowledge and skills, creative, innovative approaches to quality improvement, such as enhanced customer service, policies, programs, quality improvement programs, techniques, and reviews, promotion of the telecommunicator code of ethics by example, leadership, and mentoring of coworkers, which provide a substantial contribution to the overall improvement and successful operation of the 911 center, and or developing innovative and creative approaches to training concepts designed to improve quality of service. Quality of service is consistent and without bias. The award is presented to the staff, the operations staff of Columbia 911, and they're all listed here by name. Briefly, the staff of Columbia 911 Communications District is recognized for their demonstrated commitment to the principles of excellence in 911 telecommunications through their efforts and actions in partnership with Resuscitation Quality Improvement, RQI. Columbia 911 has been labeled as an RQI trailblazer and as the first PSAP in the United States to act as a pilot program that has since been implemented to multiple PSAPs across the country. RQI staff have demonstrated through their QA/QI statistics that Columbia 911's participation in the RQI program has provided substantial contribution to the overall improvements and successful operation of the 911 center, and most importantly, to the citizen it serves. But wait, there's more.
Geez, that's pretty good.
That was a good one. We've also been awarded the Technology Award. The Technology Award recognizes any person or team whose technical contributions are instrumental in the successful operation, protection, integrity, and security of a center systems and data. The individual or team will demonstrate commitment as a team player with all center personnel through knowledge of the dispatch profession, flexibility in task assignments, drawing upon innovative solutions and applications to further the mission of the organization, going above and beyond the normal scope of duty to ensure the center's needs are met with the highest quality programs and services. This award's being presented to Nathan Hughes, Columbia 911. Nate. Nathan has been awarded the Technology Award for recognition based on the contributions he has made to the staff of Columbia 911, the district facilities, and multiple public safety agencies that we serve.
Congratulations.
Well done, Nathan.
Yeah.
That's what the next point is.
But wait, there's one more. The Manager of the Year Award. The Manager of the Year recognizes the administrator, director, or manager not assigned to first-line supervision in the dispatch center whose efforts on behalf of his or her agency demonstrate the highest level of commitment to its personnel, partner agencies, and customers. Professional development and well-being of personnel, excellence in customer service, and progressive, innovative paths to the future are focal goals. This individual exemplifies leadership, integrity, trustworthiness, dependability, and forward thinking on a global level. Coaches and encourages strengths in all personnel, demonstrates initiative and creativity in the development and implementation of policies, procedures, systems, and programs, directs efforts towards developing and maintaining positive morale within the agency, lives the example of ethical behavior on a daily basis, builds bridges and cohesive relationships both within the agency and with partners, associates, and the public to the benefit of all. This presentation of this award is made to Nancy Edwards. Nancy has been awarded the Manager of the Year Award for recognition of her 26 years of exemplary service to Columbia 911 Communications District, its staff, and to the citizens of the county for which we serve. The recipients of all these awards will be officially recognized at an awards banquet held during the annual Oregon AFCONENA Fall Conference in September. Congratulations.
Good work. Manager of the Year. Technical Guy of the Year.
Mr. President, it's your meeting.
Thank you, and congratulations to everyone. That's really exciting. Yeah, I guess I was waiting for the speech, but I'm not going to do it.
Not gonna happen.
I'm waiting for the lunch. Man.
Let's get into Director's Update, sir, Mr. Fletcher.
So this is kind of a housekeeping thing. We made a technical error really last year, I think. It was last year. So historically, the district, when it approves the association contract and wage adjustments, historically, the district board needs to make the adjustments for the administrative side. Generally, we tie those two requests and timelines together. We failed that last year. So what we'd like to do is keep it apples to apples for the time period for the association, time period for the administrative. But because of where we are with the association and union negotiations, we only have 1 year left on the contract. So what we are asking is for just the administrative wage adjustments for 7/20/21 to 6/2022. And then we hopefully, knock on wood, will be coming back to you next year with a 3-year package along with the completion of negotiations with the association. It's board's pleasure.
And what's that? Is this we're talking a COLA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what was that just for?
It was a bottom of 2 and a top of 4, and the COLA was 1.2.
So it's 2%.
Yeah, I mean, the CPI was 1.2.
Correct.
So yeah, it's 2%.
Mr. Chair, I would move approval of that COLA adjustment as per our history.
we have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to align the COLA adjustments. Is that sufficient
For the admin staff, yes, sir.
for the admin staff? Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. President, there's one other piece to that is not that it's about me, but it's about me. So because I have a contract with the district, we request your pleasure for mine or not adjustment as well. It's a fact.
Have we always done that separately? I always just thought the director
We have
was.
ever since our administrator or executive director's been on contract.
Oh, so
Yes,
yeah, okay.
it's just a better practice to make it separate.
Mr. Chair, I move that we offer that same consideration to our executive director.
I'll second the motion until we get to the discussion. Is there any discussion? Motion was to match the executive directors, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I guess I should have verified that before I seconded it. Thought I heard it right. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of aligning the executive director's adjustment with the admin, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Aye. That was an aye, not an A?
It's an aye. I didn't unmute the first time.
Okay. Let the record show that that was unanimous. Okay, what else do we have? Was that it, Mike?
We have the one new item of new business, retirement compensation.
Thank you.
So we have a retirement on the books. Cindy will be leaving us after 13 years? 11, sorry. 11. It seems like 20, doesn't it?
Sometimes.
Her last day is targeted for the end of August. And so historically, the board has entertained a conversation regarding the compensation package for those who retire out of the district. Nancy, do you want to?
I'll just say that Cindy is only the 8th person who has retired from our district. And normally, in the past, we have done 3 months severance and then.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Nancy, but can you start over? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Okay, I just said that Cindy is only the 8th employee who has retired from our district. And past, we have done 3 months severance salary for employees who have left on good standing. And we have done a whole variety of things. We've paid for health insurance for a term. We've deposited money into Viva account for them. It's really your pleasure.
Have we ever established a time limit? I mean, we've had people that have retired that have been here for 30 years, and we've had, I mean, this is probably someone who's been here the least amount for an official retirement,
Yeah,
as it were. Seems almost like we should have some kind of a number there. I mean, could somebody, for instance, come to work for us and work for 2 years but be of retirement age and say they're retiring? Do we, how do we measure that, I guess? One would almost think we would come up with a
scale.
A scale that says if you've been here 30 years, here's what your package looks like. If you've been here 10 years, here's what that package kind of looks like, so that there's scalability to the process rather than it just being arbitrary and how the board happens to feel that day.
I agree. We haven't had very many.
Yeah. When you planning on leaving?
August 31st is my last official day.
Oh my gosh, what?
excited for you, Cindy. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are we supposed to? We supposed to make a decision on this then? Is that what we're thinking, or?
Well, since we're not having our August meeting, yes, we need to make a decision today.
Man, I'd like to see the numbers. I mean, this obviously wasn't even on our agenda, so it was something. You know, I'd kind of like to see what the financial implications are and all that stuff. Have you made a request to the district of what you want?
No.
Okay, so I mean, it's not like we don't know if health insurance or VIPA or any of those things are important to her or anything else. It's a little bit difficult to. I personally don't know that I could make a decision today with no information. That's just.
Could we have the personnel committee look at this by chance? I guess they'd have to have a decision though by the board, right?
Well, I think that the personnel committee could
Have
work
the
on that, and
conversation.
then we could come up with a decision at the board's pleasure, and then ratify it at the September meeting.
Yeah, we could do that.
But like I say, without something in front of me, I would have to tend to vote, or not be able to vote today without information. So maybe, Mr. Chair, that would be the appropriate way to go is convene the personnel committee in the next week or so, and if it's okay with the board, allow us to negotiate an exit strategy for her, and then we can ratify it next month or September.
It's very doable.
I love that. We have consensus on that, board? All right, let's do that. I got a thumbs up. Bruce isn't screaming. That's good. Okay, let's do that. Thank you, Shelley.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have an executive session?
We do.
Okay. At this time, we will go into executive session to ORS 192.6602H to consult with legal counsel. Will there be any decisions?
No, sir.
But with no decision, but we will come back into regular session to close out. With that, we'll take 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes for this?
We've got public in the room, and so we probably should do this in order.
So, Sean, we did miss the director's update, but I could just, prior to executive session, but I could really quickly, I had nothing else to share other than what I gave in old and new business, so.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll pause here and come back in executive session in 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. Ready to go.
Okay, let's move back into open session. Welcome back. Nobody? Like? I'm sorry. I guess I can't see in there, so I can't see inside the. Is Mark and other guests still there?
Nope.
Yeah, we still have Tyler here.
Tyler's here. Mark's gone.
Mark's gone, and Nathan's gone.
Okay. Hi, Tyler. Sorry I didn't know you were there. All right. Other business. Oh, agenda items for the August 26th meeting that we're not going to have. Get that. Any other business member comments? Mr. Anderson, would you like to start?
I will. Once again, thanks for those that participated at the Columbia County Fair booth. Greatly appreciate it. It was good to see you there, as I mentioned about playing with the spinner here earlier. I think Mike took the time and summed it up very well, so congratulations for everyone recognized by APCO NEMA. You've put in a lot of hard work with the agency, and it's nice to see that others outside hear about it and validate everything that you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let the record show Rob said doo-doo. Mr. Heimler.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Thanks for staffing up your booth and that at the fair. It was kind of a bit of an unknown, but it ended up actually from initial numbers, both parking and vendors, having been the best attended fair in Columbia County history. And
Really?
That's crazy.
yeah, it was crazy because there were almost no animals there because of 4-H rules and some of that stuff, and a few less vendors there because the planning only happened 8 weeks before when the governor pulled off the restrictions and that. But everybody wanted out, and not only were there a lot of attendees, but they spent a lot of money, and that was all really good, and making all the normalcy that could happen with the booths and the local participation and the animals that were there. Pretty amazing. Haven't gotten a final report on the farm animal auction. However, it was also the highest number that Columbia County has ever seen in money spent, to the point that some high dollar bidders came to me afterwards and says animals were going so high that even two together couldn't afford them. And so if it's we won't go into millions for sure, but certainly higher than ever. Lynn County Fair this year broke their all-time record with $1.15 million raised at their animal auction for 4-H members. Yeah, so pretty amazing year. So post-pandemic, people supporting all the local stuff, local kids, local vendors, and all of that is very, very good. So thanks everybody for volunteering for that. And then it's amazing to have an agency such as ours, who some of us have been around since its infancy, and coming forward, and to have us continually on a fairly regular basis be recognized at the national level for our successes and for our successful employees is very, very heartwarming and makes me feel like we're going in the right direction. And I appreciate all that you all do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Agreed. Bruce, are you ready? Would you like to share?
Sure. Just going to reiterate, the awards were great. That kind of shows that the district and the employees and the staff and the board are definitely on the right direction. So that's really great. And then also wanted to congratulate Shelley and welcome her aboard on the board. Being a new guy, it's a little bit rough, a little bit, but senior guys have helped immensely. So welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And with that, Shelley, you're not obligated to say anything. We just it's just kind of a round table to say your piece here, and it can be quick, can be 2 minutes, whatever.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for letting me on the board, and I will try to get up to speed as I can. And I attended the fair. The fair was awesome. Your booth looked great. We went by it, and was glad to see the rodeo packed as it was. I wasn't expecting that, so that was really nice to see. Glad to hear everybody did good out there. I don't know where the spot is, but I just wanted to follow up with something that Henry had stated about retiring and making the 30 years or 10 years a package. I don't know where the appropriate place to put that in, but I think that's something that should be looked at in the future.
Thank you. Is that it, Shelley, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you and welcome aboard. I want to echo everybody's sentiments on the awards. I think that's amazing. Little Columbia County 911 here, kind of bringing home the hardware, it looks like. So congratulations to you guys. Your hard work's paying off, and we appreciate what you're doing for sure. And welcome Shelley again. And I have nothing further. Congrats on the fair too, to us all. To you, Henry, specifically, but I think that the fair doing well is really good for everybody in the county, and shows that we're getting out there, mingling up again, and a sign of things are getting back to hopefully normal-ish. Is there any other topics?
Just a reminder that advisory committee meeting is Tuesday, July 27th at noon, right here.
Thank you. Excellent. Okay. No other further business before the board. This meeting is adjourned. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Nancy, I'm not finding the current